Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is the Washington Commanders April 7th, 2024 update on free agency. And let's see what we've got. About 20-ish days, something like that, before the NFL draft. And you got to think Mariota, Driscoll, and Fromm. Mariota and Driscoll new to Washington. And you got to think quarterback in the first round here. Robinson, Eckler signed in the free agency. Rodriguez, a rookie from last year. And McNichols, 8-year veteran, signed in the past few days. Arma, I believe he is an unrestricted free agent. And I just kept him on the roster because I normally like to have a true fullback rather than doing what Washington does. Most of the time here lately, they've used a tight end, normally Bates, for the blocking when they need a blocking back. Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry. And Dotson will be starting at wide. They re-signed Jamison Crowder for another year after he returned to Washington last year after some time with the Jets. Olamide Zacchaeus signed in the past week or so, I think. And I did think that possibly they would sign another 70s ranked receiver to go behind possibly Crowder. We'll see. And then De'Ami Brown, a rookie from 2 years ago, and Milne as well. Tinsley, rookie from last year, made the actual team, but I don't think he ever played, if I'm not mistaken. Zach Ertz signed early in free agency. Might have been the first one signed. And Logan Thomas released. So, and they could still sign him for depth, maybe, if he doesn't play elsewhere. Bates and Turner. Armani Rogers, don't know if he'll make it. He has shown some flashes when he's been healthy, but can't stay healthy. And Brendan Dillon, he has been hurt as well. They re-signed Cornelius Lucas for depth. Chris Paul still on rookie contract. Braden Daniels, rookie last year, hurt. Nick Allegretti signed. He was with the Chiefs as a backup. And so I think they want Nick Allegretti to start. But that rating is going to have to come up, if so. Biadasz, signed from the Dallas Cowboys off of his rookie deal from the Cowboys. Played 4 years with the Dallas Cowboys. And Ricky Stromberg from Arkansas Razorbacks, and he was a third-round draft pick last year and hurt as well. And Michael Dieter signed for depth again, like in the last week or two. Sam Cosmi, the best offensive lineman last year. Mason Brooks, the most expensive undrafted rookie that Washington signed last year, and it was possible that he would go elsewhere, but new management decided to keep him around and re-signed him. Julian Good-Jones, just depth player apparently, was with the team last year as well. Andrew Wiley, probably the second best performing offensive lineman last year. And Scott Depth was with the team last year as well. Fowler signed fairly early, I think, in free agency. Got to get some pass rush. Speaking of pass rush, Chase Young and Khalil Hudson are now with the New Orleans Saints, and that would mean at 2, the Saints have more of Washington's 2020 draft picks than Washington does, because Washington has a donut of them. None of the 2020 draft picks still with the team. Speaking of draft picks, last year's draft picks, Henry and Jones as ends. They're still on the team. Whoops, didn't mean to change teams, meant to change position. There we go. Dorrance Armstrong, Cowboys again. And he'll be starting. So Fowler and Armstrong most likely starting. Tony suspended all last year for gambling. So don't know what's going to be going on with that this year. And Harrison Pryor for depth. Defensive tackle, Allen, Payne, Mathis, and Payne got a new contract this year. And Obata was re-signed. Ridgeway must still been under contract. Farrell and Walker and Pittman, all of these guys, free agent signings this year. They've kind of wiped out at linebacker, so definitely needed to retool Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu. Sorry if that's not how that's pronounced. So probably going to be better at linebacker, and the only one from last year, Jamin Davis, who got hurt towards the end of the year. And we got St. Just and Forbes going to be starting cornerbacks. Fuller went to Seattle, I think. And so I thought that they would sign some 70s guys to, in my first one of these I did about a month ago when free agency first started, after the first week of it or two. And so these guys were not on the roster, and so you just had the 60s guys in here as backing up the starters. And so I thought, and they ended up signing 3 of them. So they must have watched my video last time. So we got Davis, 7-year veteran, James Pierre, 4-year veteran, and another 4-year veteran, Noah Igbinohini. Sorry if that is not pronounced correctly. 92, 93, and 91 speed. Cannot complain about that. Forrest and Butler still at free safety. Burgess was with the team last year, is a free agent still. Maybe they could bring back him for depth. New signee Chen. I forget what team he was with, but he played 4 years on his rookie contract, and then Washington signed him away from whoever that was. And 2nd round draft pick last year, Jartavius Quan Martin. And then Jeremy Reeves, special teams standout, special teams Pro Bowler 2 years ago for Washington. And so he was re-signed. Brandon McManus, going to be doing your kicking this year. And Tress Way, I believe he's on the last year of his deal. So, and he's always steady. What else did I want to say about this roster? So you would think quarterback in the first round, and then offensive lineman. So like a left tackle and a guard maybe. But you can never have enough linemen. Probably pretty set on defensive line, especially on the D tackles, but probably pretty good on that. They may want to go with a youngster in the linebacking room there, perhaps even to replace depth players, Pittman and Jones. Maybe a corner as well in the draft. And I think they're good. Derek Forrest, this will be his last year on his rookie deal. And so we'll see if he impresses enough to be re-signed. I would imagine so, but you never know. That rhymed. Except McManus and Trustway on the kicking and punting. What else did I want to do? Looking at the free agents. Don't know if any of these guys are retired or just free agents not signed yet. And sometimes on the more expensive guys, you wait to see what you get in the draft before you would sign them. But who wouldn't like Bakhtiari? At a 90 rating. I mean, the Madden ratings aren't always 100% accurate, but I mean, that should give a little indication. Gilmore, and of course, these guys, 8 years experience, 11 years for Bakhtiari. So getting up there, and the body does give out eventually. But generally, these guys I think all played well last year. Micah Hyde at free safety. Said I don't really think they need any of these guys, but if they're still available after the draft, anything's possible. Washington still has a lot of cap room left as well. Calais Campbell, I think he retired, if I'm not mistaken. So whoever did this roster didn't take him out, if so, or I'm just mistaken. Connor Williams, there's another offensive lineman. Morstead punter. Odell Beckham. Patrick Peterson. What's he running at on speed? 90, still 90 speed. I mean, they don't redo those, I think, but I imagine they drop them in speed. I would assume if they show that they've lost a step, and so I don't know. I haven't seen enough Patrick Peterson to say he's not a 90 speed. So who knows? Marcus Peters, same thing. 30 years old, 89 speed. Michael Thomas from the Ohio State University, available. Charles Leno, released from Washington, and he could even be picked up. Or if nobody else signs him to start, he could be picked up for depth. I mean, that was releasing him, I think, was more of a salary cap thing. And so, but if no team signs him to start, then could possibly get a deal on him to back up, if not start himself, depending on what they do in the draft. Ezekiel, free agent again. Kareem Hunt, free agent again. Gibson. Taylor Lewan. Is it Lewan or Lewan? I don't know why he's just not retired. I guess he hasn't officially retired, but I don't think he'll be returning to the field. We will see, though. Eric Rowe, Jones. See, none of these. Oh, J.K. Dobbins, 4-year starter or 4 year. Yeah, 4 year. Didn't he start for 4 years at in the for the Ravens? And they must have opted to not re-sign him. So that could be that could be great for any. He would be great for any um, running back room in the NFL. Cam Akers running back, 4 year. So must have not opted to resign after his 4 year rookie deal. So now you're getting, once you get down into the 70s, now here we're getting into some younger guys. Alexander Johnson, I don't think he got signed, despite the 77 rating. I don't think he's got signed all of last year, not even to a practice squad, I don't believe, if I'm not mistaken. Michael Gallup, former Cowboy. Just look at a few more. Ben Jones, I think he was hurt, and so he might be basically retired as well. Latavius Murray, 10 years. I remember when these guys came into the league, and so that just means that I'm old. So if you remember them when they came into the league, you're probably old too. Norwell, I think somebody signed them to their practice squad last year, but apparently he's a free agent again this year. Mercedes Lewis, 17 years experience at the 18 now. If he played it all last year, I can't remember if he played it all. All right, so we're getting into mid 70s now. So I guess I can stop. But yeah, you can't complain. But the top about the roster at this point, I mean, obviously need a quarterback, and I'm guessing first round, and that could be painful or that could work out okay. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 3 of the top 8 players, or 4 of the top 8 players. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 of the top 8 players are new. 9, 10, 11. 4 of the top 11 player rated, at least rated in Madden, are new. With Bobby Wagner. I don't even think I said anything about him when I got to middle linebacker. That's my bad. So that's an amazing signing, and I don't think he's lost a step either. At 12 years now of experience, most recently with the Seahawks. May have been his whole career with the Seahawks so far. And Lugo. And Eckler, I think, was it the Rams maybe? Of course, Antonio Gibson. He might have been the other one that went to the Patriots. I can't remember. Can't remember everything. And then Chen, the safety. So it'll definitely be new faces. And so, if new faces are going to mean a change for the better, then that's fine over last year, of course. And so we'll see what they do in the draft. I will probably run this roster and sim the year and then go into the draft. And I can probably pick Jaden Daniels because I already did. I didn't film it for video, but I did a franchise with Drake May. at quarterback. And so I did do a franchise with him. So I will probably do Jaden Daniels, which you're hearing more and more that are pairing Washington up with Jay Daniels instead. So I will try that, and I may or may not record that video now. And so if there's any, significant signings, I'll do one more of these before the draft. All right, thank you so much for watching. Make smart football decisions every day.